Do you want to create angry children? Do you want your kids to be angry, have low self-esteem, be defiant, rebel against you and your wishes, and literally say no to everything you want? If you want this in your life, then treat them mean. Yell at them all the time. Be angry with them. Come down hard on them for everything they do. Never give them a moment of space. Don't give them comfort. Just beat them down. In fact, I saw a woman at the mall the other day, and her son came up to these people and was like, ah, right in their face. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's so rude. So she went up to her son, who probably looked to be about 10 years old. You know, kids are kids. And she said, apologize to them. And he said, Mom. And she shook him and said, apologize. And he said, no. And so she punched him in the arm. She said, apologize now. She said, no, punched him again. Apologize. Literally, the kid did not respond. Why? Because this is typical behavior. And he's learning to tune it out. We as humans adapt. If we suffer, we get used to suffering. If we get beat, we get used to being beat. If we eat certain foods every day, we get used to that. And if we don't like it, if we do it long enough, we'll get used to it. We can train ourselves to be impervious to pain. And so by just yelling all the time, yelling, do it, and your kids don't respond, and you just say, hey, you have to the count of 3 to do this. 1, 2, 3, and they don't move. Listen, if you don't do that, I'm going to be so mad. 1, 2, 3, and they still don't move. Listen, if they're ignoring you and they keep ignoring you, then your threats are empty. You're not following through with your actions, and you're not a person of your word. You have to follow through with consequences that work. Or you have to stop being so angry and hostile in the way that you approach your kids in discipline all the time. I see people, especially of other cultures, maybe it's just a cultural thing, but they're always yelling at their kids and shaking them and stuff like that. And they're always like, my kid's so bad. My kid's so bad. My baby is bad. I'm like, your baby can't be bad. They have no capability of being bad. And they literally yell at their kids all day long. These people have no patience that I've seen. And of course, it's not everybody, but the people I'm talking about have no patience. Maybe nobody's taught them how to talk, how to love, how to reason, how to teach their kids to do things without yelling themselves. I mean, if you want your kids to yell, then yell at them all the time. If you want your kids to be violent, then hit them. If you want your kids to be angry, then be angry at them a lot, because this is how it works. Psychology, especially child psychology, tells us that how you treat your kids, and even how you treat your spouse, because they're listening to every word you say, they're watching all of your actions, and they're going to pick up and do everything you do and amplify it. So if we want our kids to be good, loving, kind, joyful, and happy, then we need to change our approach and do it by example. We need to be loving. We need to be kind. We need to be patient. We need to be forgiving. We need to be gentle. And we need to teach them how to act. See, the problem is many people take a short-term approach. They're not doing what I want, so I'm going to beat them, or I'm going to tell them, or I'm going to yell at them. When in reality, kids take a long time. I've known really spoiled brats, terrible kids. And we say, oh my gosh, don't those parents know how to take care of their kids? But in reality, many parents take the long-term approach, and their kids turn out fantastic because they did it right. They didn't think that, oh, I got to get my kid on track now. No, long-term approach, it takes time. Kids take time to learn. They take time to, for example, if you tell your kid, go do this, and they don't move immediately, hey, I said go do this, and you start yelling at them, what you don't know is that in children, it takes their brain multiple seconds, sometimes up to 5 or 10 seconds, to register what you said and then do it. But when I learn this, I tell my daughter, hey, do this. And if she doesn't do it, my first initial reaction is to say, hey, I told you to go do it. But now I take a deep breath, I wait 5 seconds, and I see this thing register in her mind. And she said, okay, I'll go do it. But it took a while, because their brains are not like our brains. They take time to learn, to process, and to react. We've had many years to learn that and to do that. So why would we expect that kids are like us and do the exact same things? And in this channel, we're going to be opening advice on how to raise kids properly. And we're going to bring in experts, because I'm certainly not an expert, but we're going to be talking about how to raise kids properly, how to do it right, how to have a wonderful marriage, how to treat your spouse right. Because if you and your spouse are fighting all the time, you're yelling at each other, telling each other things that you probably shouldn't, and you're arguing and you're screaming, you're fighting, guess what? You are literally teaching your kids without words how to do the same thing. So most of the battle for our kids growing up properly is our good example. The way we walk, the way we talk. Do we follow through with our actions? Do we tell them not to yell, but we yell ourselves? Do we tell them to stop getting angry at your brother while we're getting angry at them at the same time? Why would they listen to what we say and not what we do? Literally, I think it's 67% of body language is what people hear and see. Only 7% of words is what people hear and see. So 7%, the majority of what people take and learn from you is from your body language and your tone of voice. So if you tell them not to yell while you're yelling at your spouse or other kids, they're going to learn that. If you tell them not to be angry while you're angry, even at your spouse, they're going to learn that. If you say one thing and do another, they're going to learn that. If you say, oh, you need to go to religious education, but I'm going to go shopping, if you need to go to church, but I'm going to go shopping, you're going to teach your kids from a young age that, hey, religion's not important. God's not important. It's important for you, but not for me. It doesn't take them long to learn that if it's important for you and not for me, it's not important for me. So we need to live by example primarily. That is the first thing. We need to get our minds and our hearts and our actions all on the same page. We need some change, some boot camp in our lives. Then we need to pick up some books, watch some videos on how to do discipline properly. Maybe your culture, and all cultures are different, so you can't categorize, but many people do it wrong in every culture, which is why we need to go to the experts who have studied the statistics, who have studied these things, who have seen long-term studies and know the right approach on how to take them. So watch videos on how to discipline your kids. What to do when they're not listening, what to do when they have meltdowns, what to do when they reach the terrible 2s and terrible 3s and they're defiant. How do you deal with these things? Do the research yourself and put these things into practice. That's what we're going to be talking on this channel. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel and make sure to get these videos when they come out. If you have video requests, if you have struggles yourself, let us know and put them in the comments section below. But thank you for watching Catholic Truth Living.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate. I'm the video editor here at Catholic Truth, and I just wanted to say on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for taking some time to watch our videos and learn more about your faith. You guys really make this channel possible, and we truly appreciate you being here. So thanks again, and God bless.